everybody. Just speaking the words of another great streamer. We are
Hello.
back. Yep, me and Johnny. We're back for the no assist round 6 around Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Strip circuit for the first time. I think on F125. Yeah, first time on F125 in the league. It's a close championship, but we do have Willow, the championship leader in the drivers. He is missing this race, so JohnJohn, Deflated We, and our other challengers in the form of Colt Camper will be looking to gain on him as we go into Austria as well next week. If I've had
Big
the wrong menus out, I
opportunity.
apologise.
Yeah, big opportunity for our drivers tonight. Hello, everyone in the chat. Evening all. And yes, it is Monaco. It's not
Yep.
Vegas. It's all an illusion. It's Monaco tonight.
Yep, Jack, you're going to have to wait until Sunday for that one, I'm afraid. But, yeah, it's big for the championship tonight. I'm just going to do an audio check as well.
Yeah, I've got mine up. I can. Yep, all good.
Testing, testing.
Put it down a little bit. As we are about to
I'm a
get
bit
going.
quiet. Hold on, I'm just going to manage. Don't think there's much else I can do, so just turn your volume up for the stream if I'm too quiet.
Oh, I got a 3-day streak. A 3-watch streak. Ah, come on.
I've got a 24 watch streak.
Ugh, thickens me. Yeah, Nico, I've already how could I put it? I said I won't commentate on Ethan this week as
You've
I
gi-
do seem to curse him quite often. Poor kid.
you've given him a bit of a pre-warning.
Yeah. Said I'm just gonna ignore that he's even there. So he does good.
Yeah,
He didn't take my advice,
made
but
indeed. Major talking points, obviously, as I've already outlined, is qualifying starts. We should be expecting a dry race. Our championship leader Willow is missing, so behind him is currently Deflated We on 106 points, JohnJohn on 102 points, and Cod Camper on 87 are his nearest challengers. Now focusing on JohnJohn himself, his featured driver for tonight. His favourite driver in real life is Charles Leclerc. His goals this season are to get consistent race pace and, oh no, I think it's his strength, sorry. Consistent pace and his adaptability, and he wants to win his 6th NA Drivers title in a row. We've got Jack going out first, but I think it's possible, especially as I said, championship is so close.
yeah, as they do decide to enter the pits now, exit the pit, sorry. And this is, I do believe, an anti-clockwise track. So you'll be coming out the pits to the left. So yeah, you're not far off. It is Monaco, Nico. Uh, very slippery track because I only raced this last week. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's incredibly hard, especially for safety cars here. It's incredibly hard to keep any sort of temperature in your tires. But it's quite high deg. It is a very high
Killian
speed.
saying that it is set to rain in the race. Interesting. I mean, he isn't the
Oh,
weatherman currently, but he also isn't in the lobby. And I'm not sure what to think about that, but take it on board.
I do. I haven't actually done this track in the wet, so it's not exactly the grippiest of tracks in the dry. Mm.
Everything is Monaco when I'm in the stream. Okay.
How
That
is
guy. Oh, I can't finish that sentence. Sorry. He's on those compounder tires.
how is
Uh, cute.
everyone doing in the chat? Is everyone okay? Big thumbs up. It was a
I
big
think the
thumbs up.
Riddler's doing well. He's just got a 29-month subscription streak.
Oh,
A something with a crayon has a better grip than this track. And yeah, that guy is indeed has a set of hard compound tires on his Formula One car. As I think Power is going to be one of our first to do a lap here.
oh, has Jack's gone straight on at turn one, locked both front tyres. Luckily managed to keep it out the wall.
Killian, I don't think I want to. I think we might be in for some trouble if I mention that one on stream, but Yeah, Power's looking to get his 20th point finish in 24 race starts in the league today. He's been on to good form, especially recently. Him and JohnJohn won the Constructors' Championship last season. He's rocking that amazing Ferrari livery.
Does look good. Does look good. It stands out as well because you get to see the gold wheels. Ugh, look at it. Looks fresh. I like it. As he
One of
weaves his way through the Saphir section, it's yeah, really tricky and really you've got to be really patient coming through that section because it's yeah, there's no grip. And I will keep saying it as he is demonstrating that beautifully.
yeah. So how many? We are 5 minutes 47 seconds in, and the commentator's curse has already struck.
It's gonna be one of those. I think it's gonna be. There's gonna be a lot of mistakes tonight because this track is just it doesn't yield any grip at all.
Yeah, I think that's primarily because of it gets used as public roads in between sessions.
Yeah, and it being in the desert, believe it or not, at night deserts are cold, so trying to get any sort of temperature into the tires, yeah, not fun. But he does set a time. He will more than likely want to try again. Um, as the track map highlights in purple, and it still looks like an upside down pig.
Well done to Tacit for getting a 25 stream streak, and to, pardon me, Chivers for setting our current provisional pole at 30.3.0. And then we got JohnJohn going 2.4 seconds quicker. He looks to get his 120th career victory here at Las Vegas. One of his home Grand Prix. That is a provisional pole. So that guy's not too far off the pace on hards. It's an interesting one. We'll go on board with the Snipes. He's going into turn 12. It's a crucial one here because you have to get the curve exactly right if you're going to take it, because it can really it's the difference between 3/10 and not.
It's yeah, and it's going to be like that around this whole track. So like whether you've got your battery usage right, whether you get a beautiful toe like one of the RBs here down the back main straight. So it's yeah, you gotta make sure all the cards are in the right place here. And like I previously said, the deg on the tires, it's harsh on the tires. So once they do warm up, if you can get some temperature into them, once they do warm up, trying to keep the grip in them is another story. So I'm not overly surprised to see that guy actually sitting currently in P7 because he could go multiple laps and maybe get some temperature into him by the third lap. So yeah, I don't think it was a overly terrible call. Who have we got currently on a lap? We got Aya just starting his.
Yeah, he's just starting his indeed, and yeah, you were saying about the high tyre deg. The softs here, where it's 6.7% roughly a lap on these equal cars are in the no assist here, I'd imagine. So it's gonna the softs will be a tough one to use if in the full qualifying situation.
Got to do what I found when I had to do this track last week is that you got to do a fast but gentle out lap. Fast enough that you get temperature into them, but not too fast that you're wearing the tyres out on your opening lap. Because the section that Aya is just coming up to now, as you bip over that curb and try to get back on the power, you'll then realise how hot your rear tyres do get. And they've got no grip, and you lose any momentum coming down this back straight. You pay for it. You really pay for it.
Yeah, it's a tough braking zone interior as well. You have to sort of lift off the throttle as you brake, as that curve's quite hard to take, and it's an easy section to mess up. You can go deep. It's easy to lock up the front left as well. You're going to be putting a lot of pressure into that tyre under braking. So he comes up to the line here. Aya set a P40 worthy time of 31.1.
As he does use his battery perfectly. He had just right up to zero, up to the line. So that's good usage of battery there.
It was the deflated wheels just as we cut to him. He invalidates. It's not what he would have wanted. Obviously, the man with the most starts, 309th race start today, and he's looking for his 130th podium. It's not what he would have wanted. But I hope he should be going for another lap soon. You have in a short qualifying situation, you have enough time for 3 laps.
Yes, As I did just catch a glimpse of where that would have put him. So that would have put him P4. So with a 30.7 matching COD campus time. So yeah, despite that, invalidation, he was on the money to be up there. But he has another shot.
Another shot indeed, and a man who's seemingly going to be up there as it stands is Ethan, who's not too far off JohnJohn there in the front row. He's got the pace here this weekend. He's looking to have a good race. The commentator's curse may strike again, but so far he could even be on for pole position, JONNYB.
Yep. Yep, what a lovely guy. I'm not mentioning him.
Nico saying no, it's gone. FFS.
Yep.
Yeah,
well, lovely
Ethan
guy.
B4810 looks like he has decent pace. As our current provisional pole sitter JohnJohn is on an outlap. It's a big one for him this weekend. Obviously, he is targeting that 6th Drivers' Championship in a row, and is currently off P1. He is 16 points, so a win today would be major for him, catching up to our current P1 in the Drivers' Championship, Willow. Going through that section, it is very tough through after the sphere chicane through turns 10. It's a tough braking zone coming up to turn 12. That curve, as I said earlier, very important to nail. You want to use as much as this painted curb on his right as possible, get that curb, and the rear tyres will want to fall off the car at any moment through there. But it's a nice long straight to cool off, and I think the DRS zone especially has been shortened recently, but you will be topping out on the revs and the top speed. On the fast lap, I think JohnJohn's not got what he wanted. I think that's Jack as well. Into turn 14, he's not had what he wanted off the track.
Hopefully that hasn't. No, he did. He keep out of the way. Yeah, as JohnJohn does now fly up to the start finish line. Probably want to put the battery on about now, I reckon, as he goes over the line. So he does the opposite approach to what I was doing last week. So I was using battery just coming up to the line just to get the speed up, whereas he's saving his battery, leaving it on medium, and then probably using it to burn down the straight, which, to be honest, is probably a better strategy than what I was doing. So as he gets his braking perfect, which is so crucial around this track, you've got to get it perfect and just trust the car will turn in eventually. As he turns into the tricky Sophia section. As you got
Sophia?
Sophia? Yeah, there's a smiley face Sophia there in the middle of the track.
Ah.
As he gets back on the power, you gotta be so gentle with the power as soon as you come out of like the slow corners. And you want to take as much curb that you can physically take. It's a little squirrely coming out of that corner, but burning, I'd imagine, probably right up to the DRS line. Save a little bit for the start-finish straight. Yeah, so thereabouts. So yeah, he's gonna look to better his time to make that gap a little bit bigger to P2. See what I did there? See what I did there? Didn't mention the name.
I see what's going on here. Well, P2 looks like he's on for a decent lap so far.
He uses the rest of his battery up to the line, and he does makes a massive ramp of 210, which is quite big around here. The times are surprisingly close. They don't look it, but they are surprisingly close. When the laps start coming in, so that's a good lap there for JohnJohn. He can breathe easy for a second or two. Who else has got?
We've also got Ethan currently on a lap. Although he's currently at 2/10 of drift, 3/10 off JohnJohn off of a provisional pole, but look like he's going to get a tow off the McLaren here to go on board with him. No, he chooses to not take that tow. He's going to go down through to turns 14, 15, and 16. Easier, as I said earlier, to lock up that tyre, but Ethan is carrying some good speed through there. Now draining the rest of that ERS up to the line. I didn't see what his sector times were, but I think he is currently on for an improvement. Oh, no, he doesn't. The commentators, he was pretty much matched his time.
He has got time if he's quick. he has got time to get back in, get out on another out lap, and give it another go. But he was very close to his original time, which means that he's consistent, very consistent. And I'm flicking through, just trying to see who is on the lap. Is his teammate has been in to replace a front wing, and I'd imagine, oh, he's had a horrible turn one. Right, Jack. Who have we got? Deflated we? Are we on? Yeah.
Yes. Deflated we now through turns 14, 15 and 16. The end of that long straight up to the line. Is draining all that battery over 320 kilometers per hour, as you can see on the screen, folks. Up to the line, as I've just said before, draining all that battery, and that is the front row. About 0.030.
Not a
Just
lot.
around that mark. Not much in it.
It is 0.030.
I think Jackson unfortunately just had another incident there.
Yeah.
Very unlucky for him.
I did just flick through the cars, and yeah, he had a very unfortunate start to the lap in turn one, so this might be another out lap, providing he has the fuel.
Yes, his Padge retires. Man, he's not known for qualifying, but he's known for those race performances. Getting many a P5 and around that area in the last couple of races.
Yeah, Padge of late is his pace, as I have raced against him a fair few times the last few weeks. His pace is actually, taken a huge step up. So, props to Padge. He isn't one for qualifying, which, as we all know, but his pace in recent races has been very impressive. Props to Padge. He is doing all three tiers, I believe. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's quite an endurance every week.
Yeah.
He does a lot for the league as well. He is always in that discussion for IIRL's hardest worker. We all aspire to be like Padge.
Yeah, very much a hard worker. You know, I'm in a few other leagues throughout the week, and that's hard enough. So yeah, props to him. Who have we got at the moment out on track?
That guy?
Yeah, we got that.
Who does not have the hard tyres on anymore.
Oh, right, okay, so he's looked at his hard run and thought,
Hello, Captain
give it a
Aiden.
go. Good evening, Captain Aiden. As we've got that guy coming up to the line to start his lap. He barrels into turn one. Be very gentle on the power. Up to fourth, up to fifth. Just edge it around that corner there. And back down the straight as the kick stays well out of the way. Crucial to get your braking right. Bang on the brakes, down to third. Throw the car in off power, and then get on the power as soon as possible. As he is up on his time. And then this tricky section, try not to invalidate. He goes really deep into that corner there, so you've got to make sure your exit's perfect here, which I'm pretty sure that was pretty decent section, pretty decent traction. Looked at it, there is, which we can't see from stream, right in that section as he's coming up to it now, there is a horrible nasty bump halfway around that corner, which I'm positive we can't actually see on stream. So yeah, but trust me, there's a horrible bump there. As he drains all of his battery going down the back straight.
Good luck with your work, Aiden. He's saying he's stuck. But that guy, yeah, there's a lot of bumps like around and off the racing line that I've noticed around here.
Yeah, there's a lot of hidden bumps. Like as he's coming up to the start finish line now, there's one on this pit like entry corner. There's one there, and if you catch that wrong, you either understeer or oversteer going into that last corner, which is not fun. But every majority, in fact, actually, I think nearly everyone on this grid will be running extremely low wings. So you're gonna need the straight line speed. So you sacrifice a lot of cornering speed. Who have we got? Shivers. We've got JohnJohn back out at the moment. So right about here is where that horrible bump is. But until you race it, it's one of those you don't really see it. JohnJohn is he's gone purple sector 2, or so he has on the track map anyway. Don't know how
I
much
think he's about 3/10 off on his lap. So, I may have read that wrong, but I think it was somewhere in the region of that.
Yeah, we'll see when he crosses the line, but I mean, that's against. I'm guessing the game does work a little weird, especially when you're going by the map. So we'll keep an eye on the sector time. Well, keep an eye on the finish time as he crosses it. And he did lose a lot of time then. Okay.
Ah, right.
It was up to P8. Who have we got next crossing the line? Odd Campers next to cross the line. And goes pole. Oh, that's a stonking that.
Yeah, provisionally that's his 16th pole position. Now we've got others up to the line. Currently on board with deflated wee, but Powin, that's a P9 with 31.7. Jakob retires on a 31.3 P7. Deflated wee looking to get another pole position up to the line. He gets a second row start. Now we've got Aya also going up to the line. He's looking to get his third podium today. Can he start up the top? No, that's going to be P5. We've also got Snipes as well in the RB. He's glitching. I think it's just a bit glitch on my screen, but up to the line. 31.9 improves his time, but not his position. The times here getting so close, reminiscent of Belgium last week in assist here.
The top two separated by 0.003 of a second.
That is crazy. Yep. Cold Cam for P1, Deflated Wee P2, JohnJohn P3, Ethan P4, Aya P5, That Guy P6, Jakob P7, Shivers P8, Powen P9, Snipes P10, Padge P11, Jack P12, and the headline being our top two separated by 0.003. And the gap between 5th and 1st being merely 0.4. The levels in no assist are getting so close. And Willow happy his pole record is preserved. A better way to preserve it perhaps was joining us tonight, but it's unfortunate not to have you, mate. Knocked out in QT. Unlucky, mate. We have our 5-minute break here in IRL. So the main discussion points, as I said, Power looking for a 20 record, 20-point finishes. And Pound's looking for a 185th point finish. He's currently got the third most point finishes. Deflated Wee looking for his 130th podium, which would extend his lead as the second most amount of podiums in the league. JohnJohn wanting to extend his as well. In terms of wins, there's 60, a career best for him, and that would extend the record of the most wins ever. It's going to be a tough one here.
That is a CV if I've ever heard of one.
I aim to come prepared. And the strategy, as far as I'm aware, it's going to be a close one, as the mediums were at 6.1% at lap and the hards 4.7. With a 21.2 pit loss, it's going to be an interesting one.
I don't believe in the race that I did. Like I said, it wasn't that long ago. I don't believe anyone in that race started on hards, only because of the warm-up. The warm-up takes quite a while to get the hards at that time. You do not want to lose DRS around here. Dirty air sucks because you're running such low wings with very little grip on the track. So, yeah, I think, to be honest, most people will start on mediums. It's a crucial track to stay in DRS. If you're out of it, you really do notice it, and then you end up draining your battery. So I think this track serves up, how can I put it, some very interesting racing, because it is actually surprisingly quite hard to overtake around here. it being a partial street track. So yeah, it's tonight's going to be very interesting. And see if JohnJohn can climb up the order. But trains are also quite possible around here. Because it's especially in the slow speed sections, you don't want to be caught behind someone, but there's also not an awful lot you could do about it. So,
Not an awful lot indeed.
hmm, it's going to be one of those.
You,
Stare at the pit.
as a former IIRL champion yourself, JONNYB, what are your predictions for this race for everybody on our grid?
Um, my prediction's a bit controversy. I think Ethan's going to get P2. Yes, I have said it, but I want to see if he can prove
He's
me
not
wrong.
Voldemort, don't worry. You can
Yes,
say his name.
I think he will get P2. I do think Deflated Wheel will take P. Will take. Ooh. Oh, I don't know. Mm, yeah, I don't know. I think Deflated Wheel will be up there. Cod Camper. So my prediction, I reckon Cod Camper will win. Ethan second, JohnJohn third.
Is Captain Aiden predicted Jack P1, Deflated P2, and JohnJohn P3? We'll have to see. I mean, this will be the race of Jack's life should he do that, and I believe him to do so. I apologise my earlier tone, but I do think that's possible. I think it will be a JohnJohn victory at one of his home races, followed up by Ethan, Deflated P2, Ethan P3, Cod Camper P4.
Ooh.
That is a bit of a divisive one, I gather.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stick with my prediction. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm going to stick with my
fair
prediction.
enough.
Yeah, no, I just throw a little bit of controversy out there. Why not? I think Deflated Wheel will be up there somewhere though. Somewhere, I just don't know where. Um,
Willow saying my best hope is COD P1, Deflated P2, JohnJohn P3. Yep, that is very true. I mean that's practically the inverse order of the championship following you, so that would make sense. Ethan is cooked anyways. Don't worry. Okay. We'll have to see. I think we're going in just a moment.
yeah, yeah. No, I'm not changing my prediction. No, I'm going to stick with it.
Me neither. We have that formation lap in it right now. I believe a strategy recommended to me by someone I know. That what I'm hearing is the best strategy is a medium hard.
It's exactly what I did.
Because apparently, if you're not in like a DRS train or something, like a PSGL or War DRS train where everybody's very close in pace, the hards are not the best tyre to start on. We'll go and check those tyres now. Oh. That is interesting.
I'm quite shocked by that.
I am shocked as well.
Only because of the warm up. I'm shocked because of the warm up. I couldn't coach any sort of heat into him when I started on the hards, but we'll see.
Yeah, Nico, I'd like to know what your views are, and Nico, and all our members of the chat watching. So this is an interesting one. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Pretty much everyone's on hard. Yeah, true.
That's a valid point. Yeah, if everyone's on the same tire, that's a valid point. Yeah, no, guys, you don't want me on the grid, especially a non-controller.
Willow saying Snipes, I need more points than this for the constructors, and Nico saying let that guy cook. Well, gonna have to see as they go up to the line. The drivers will be hoping to have as much tyre temperature as possible. It's an interesting one for those starting a bit further back. There's a curved starting grid, so
It's horrible.
to see some of the. it's a bit more of a curse, I guess, starting in those grid slots. But
Yeah, it's horrible.
we'll have to see. Is the last car is approaching the grid currently? Jack saying earlier he is on the controller for this race, I think. And Willow saying they aim to go to lap 16, 17.
Yeah,
Well, last car approaching grid. We'll have a look.
yes, I agree with you, Willow. Yeah, they suck. Hard tires on the warm up, they just suck.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it lights out. We're underway in Sin City for the first time in IIRL this week. It's close racing between all parts of the grid currently. And now it's close. I think few overtakes towards the back. It's all clean, all's fair. And I think it's all clean. But Cod Camper has usurped the other drivers, and he is P1 at the moment. We've got a bit of battling, and Jack, I think, has had a bit of an incident off the line.
Jack's struggling with that.
Through turn 2?
Yeah, through turn 2. He's been struggling with that even through qualifying. Yeah, tough to see. But he is still going. I don't think there's too much damage. Replace a front wing, I think.
Indeed, through the Sphere chicane, it's remaining close between our drivers. Cod Camper using that lovely Miami paint Sauber. And it's a close train as Jack has had a bit of an incident to the runoff area in turn 5. It's not the race we would have wanted, and the train looks like it could split, but I think the drivers are remaining close. It's close between P1 to P11.
Yeah, everyone seems to be within the same second. There isn't really a gap starting to open up, to be honest. So, yeah, I mean, there might be a gap between Powen and Aya, between P7 and P8. Might have been a bit of a horrible section that he... Oh, no, and he's closed that gap back up again. So, yeah, ignore me. Ignore that. This deflated wheel has now taken P1. Interesting. See how the rest of this race pans out, because the hards are... Yeah, they're tricky to warm up. So, see how everyone's setups are.
And who has the lowest wings as DRS is enabled this lap. It's so far remained a close pack, so perhaps this hard strategy will pay off.
The fact that everyone, like someone said in the chat, the fact that everyone did start on the hards at the front, everyone's going to be in the same boat. So, unless you had a wild card further back on the mediums.
I think Padge has just had a snap with the wall there. Little incident. That is unfortunate. I think he's just lost a bit of his wing. That's really unfortunate to see for Padge, but I hope he can rebuild himself, and we'll see what happens in the race. As Chivers has managed to keep in the train as well as Snipes.
Yeah, this is what I'm on about. Being at the front of the train.
It sucks.
Yeah, especially at how long this track long straight is.
Watch how much Cod Camper just catches in this DRS straight.
Yeah.
The gap was 8 tenths at the start of the DRS zone. He's just caught half that.
And all the while he's doing that, he's been able to save battery.
And oh, the train has split from Ethan. He's currently lost the leaders.
Yeah. Well,
so he'll need to desperately reconnect with the leaders.
Oh, he's going to want to. He's really going to want to, because the four behind him they'll just breeze past him if he doesn't get back into DRS. So
he's currently not in it at the moment.
But saying that, on the flip side to that,
he could catch up.
Yeah, he could just catch up. So like going through this middle section.
Yeah, he's burning a lot of battery. He's just got purple apparently in sector 2.
Yeah, he's got back into DRS. In doing that, I believe he's caught Powen a little bit on. He's hovering on the out of DRS. So in Ethan deploying a bit of battery to get back within the train, he has left Powen a little bit vulnerable.
Oh. I think that's Jakob's just had an incident. He's just gone off there into turn 12. So that caused a disconnect in the train. I think it has.
Yeah, it did. In a weird place.
And Pound isn't at DRS. Yeah, that's going to cause a disconnect in the train. Ethan's in no man's land.
Interesting. Yeah, as I predicted, this is it could be a very interesting. It's because it's so hard to overtake it. It's either you overtake on a straight or do a crazy move going into like one of the corners.
Yeah, well, that guy going around the inside into turn one, he's going to have the advantageous line, but that's going to turn into the outside line for turn two. So just going on board with him, Pound. There's a fight between them two in iron. That guy is ahead, but you're not going to want to be heading into the DRS zone. As we're going to see now, Powen and Aya both have DRS here. So going through to the first straight, Aya overtaking Powen. Is he going to get the double on that guy? No, he doesn't. He tries to stay behind into the sphere section. Willow, I can't do that. Oh, but speaking of Crash, your teammate has unfortunately had an incident there to turn 5. It's unfortunate we're seeing a few drivers fall victim to the toughness of this track.
Yeah, yeah. So early on, because you want to get into a rhythm. Say that again in English. You want to get into a rhythm around this track, as you've got to be letting the car coast, like sort of coast underneath you through the corners. Like you can't really be braking too hard or accelerating too hard through the corners. There's such little grip here, and everything either doesn't heat up or it heats up way too quick. You can't get the temperatures down. As a fair few cars down the back straight are pulling out of that slipstream just to keep a bit of temperature down in the engine. Maximum top speed. It's P5 to P7. This little battle they've got going on here. Shivers tagging onto the
Don't
back.
forget Chivers as well.
Yeah, Shivers tagging onto the back. He's probably going to sit back and wait. I'd imagine, because
Honestly, if I was him, sorry to butt in there, Johnny. If I can stay in DRS, I'd just save as much as I can.
yeah, save as much as you can. I mean, the two medium runners that are in between, they can just hang on to the back of Aya, and they can just be towed along. Whereas Shivers can sit and wait, and all the while it's just bringing him closer to Aya, where he's going to be burning. Shivers will be saving. So pros and cons. Pros and cons. Back up to the top. They're probably going to keep swapping, I reckon. The top 3.
Ooh, as Snipes does get a 10-second time penalty for cutting, corner cutting. Is that? You don't usually get a 10-second time penalty for that. I don't know.
Does depend on where he's done it. Because there are a couple of corners here where you sometimes go in a little bit too quick and you think, oh, I've got no choice, or it's going in the wall. So, yeah, there are a couple of places like there as the leaders go through the last little chicane of the tail of the pig.
This little battle here for P6 is really enthralling. It's really keeping me at the edge of my seat right now.
That battle is going to continue and continue and continue until the tyres fall off, basically.
Yeah, essentially. It's very close for sure. Very strategical race. We've got our pockets of drivers. As Snipes retires in the pit lane. That's, yeah, unfortunately. I think you're just saying no practice and no race line. Fortunately, struggling. Not the showing that RB would have wanted, but they can definitely bounce back stronger. Not to worry. Yeah, honestly, it's all for fun. And if I've learned this myself recently. If you're not enjoying it, you got to do what you think is best for yourself. That's fair enough.
Yeah, no harm, no foul. No, don't be sorry, dude. Well done for trying. I mean, I'm not man enough to try it yet, so. But I do say yet.
Yeah, assist here too from Season 6 Drivers Champion JONNYB will be in no assist soon. And not just getting above P13. He'll be fighting for so much more. I think you will.
we'll see. I mean, I've got to be brave enough to turn the line off. I mean, I've had a couple practice sessions with these guys, and it's one thing getting it right, and then another thing actually being as quick as these lot, and I'm nowhere near as quick as these lot. So it's a real testament, as you don't really get that sense of how quick they are until you race them, or even be on the same bit of track as them. Oh, as JohnJohn up the top is challenging for P2 on Cod Camper.
Oh, as just at Powen has had a bit of an incident. He's dropped 2 positions, 3 positions as Chivers goes up to P7. So far, he has had a good race so far, a strong race from Chivers. But yeah, as JohnJohn has actually dropped out the DRS at Deflated Wee.
So he went for the challenge on Cod Camper, and as he did the challenge, Cod Camper actually played that pretty spot on. He played it enough that he was able to drop JohnJohn just out of DRS. But we'll see how this battle unfolds. JohnJohn, has he managed to get back in? Hovering on that line, this will be crucial.
It's around. Yep, JohnJohn currently just, if he has, he's just got it. Yeah, he's just got in DRS.
He was a lucky boy there. But that has cost him a lot of battery to get back into DRS.
Yeah, there's Nico in the chat pointing out that Gentleman Ethan is closing. He is indeed. He's catching up to this pack. Oh, as we have an incident, is that, Powen, unfortunately having an incident to turn 14.
Yes. So the leaders, yes. So this is what's happened. So Jack being very unfortunate with his front wing escapades. Leaders have now officially lapped him. Deflated Wee driving like man possessed. I like this. He's got pace.
Yeah, just Ethan, just in the back there, 1.7 seconds away.
It seems to be pretty much on pace with these guys, so I reckon it was the warm up on the hards that may have caught him out. But crucially, he is on the same pace. It's only the fact that these guys are DRSing off each other that Ethan hasn't managed to close that gap further yet. JohnJohn makes the move for P1, so his turn to lead this little train.
His turn indeed. It's remaining close between these guys. Here under the lights in Sin City, Las Vegas, as we approach lap 9, looks like the top 3 are just that immense champion-like pace, and Ethan closing in slowly. Ooh! Ty's just giving out a bit there for Cod Camper.
Yeah, I don't know whether Cod Camper's saving, or this is a bit of a tactic of his. Let those two sort of battle it out. I'm not sure what he's doing, because he has the pace to take Deflated Wee. But he could be just saving his tyres, saving up some more battery, and then go for attack towards the end of this first stint. As the battle rages on between P6. Shivers has actually done what I thought he was going to do.
Power and gets a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting.
So Shivers has waited for the 2 medium runners to drop off. That's
Willow. Oh no. He had a bit of an incident unfortunately into turn 5, I think, and then he was saying he was just struggling, so he didn't want to. I think he was just saying about how he was struggling due to that.
Yeah, but he was quite unlucky on that section. Shivers is now leading the train of the two McLarens.
Yeah, he's cooking on gas right now, Shivers. I dare to say that, but I will. He's doing very well as the fight between him and these two McLarens continues.
One starting on hard, so they're not going to get in each other's way. So one starting on hards, while the other one starting on mediums. So they could play this a little bit tactically.
Yeah, hopefully Papaya rules are executed perfectly. Sorry for
Yeah,
playing in again.
that's all right. As I sort of checked out from that train, he was sort of keeping them in contention, but he sort of checked out and went, "Nope, that's not for me. Thank you." Jack gets a 3-second time penalty. It's unfortunate. As how are the top runners go in?
Oh, Jakob into the barrier there at turn 12. That has caused a brief yellow flag, but it has been cleared by the marshals. So that means he will no longer be participating in that battle for P6 between that guy. And is it Chivers or Shivers?
Shivers.
I can't. Shivers.
Yeah. Yeah, which is unfortunate because he was the one to be on the better tyres at that point. So he's
High roads. Sorry about this. I keep doing it. Yeah.
which is unfortunate because he's gonna next time he pits he's gonna have to change his front wing as well. So as he probably dives straight into the pit. So he's now got quite a long stint on mediums, which I'm not 100% sure they will do. So quite unfortunate for him, but he didn't really have an awful lot of choice. Yeah, mediums, yeah, they don't last. I think anywhere near around like 12 laps that they're pretty much dead.
Yeah, I think it's definitely been shown here, Johnny, as that guy has a bit of a snap into turn 5.
Yeah, and if you look at his rear tyres, yeah, they're pretty horrific. But yeah, it's a weird track because if you go to look back at like the tyre temps, for example, around this sort of time, they hover around the like 80 to 90, especially the fronts. They hover around like the 80 to 90. You think, oh, that's right, at least they're keeping cool. And then you look at the tyre percentage, or how much you've used, and you go, right, maybe not. They're just what it is just yeah, they just dig up so quick. Trying to clear it is horrible. So these guys starting on hards was probably not a bad shout. Deflated Wee makes a run for second place. Oh, Codcamper looks to come back at him. And he holds that inside
Close
line.
racing between Deflated Wee and Cod Camper, and Deflated Wee, not as much space there as Cod Camper would have wanted, but it's remaining close between these two. Go on board with Cod Camper, and he has dropped back slightly, so the battle between these guys is continuing.
They battle hard for P2, so they want to keep it that way. So they are actually fighting pretty hard for P2. Because Codcamper has just backed off a little bit. Probably look for another attack down the back straight. But what they don't want to do is fight too hard and let JohnJohn run away. They run up to the nose section of the upside down pig.
Oh yeah, I never really look at it that way. Now I'm awkwardly trying to position my head upside down.
It's Spider Pig. The track is Spider Pig.
Oh, it's like how Monza looks like a boo, or it looks like an Italian person. Like, actually, I don't know how to describe it, but yeah. The Cod Camper looks to the move here on Deflated Wee into turn 14. It's very close racing between the two. It's a snap there for Cod Camper. Deflated Wee sticks ahead.
Yeah, they want this, and yeah, this is exactly what I was on about. Them fighting as hard as they have has allowed JohnJohn to just creep ahead by half a second out of DRS. So crucially now, the fight is on for P2.
It absolutely is. So JohnJohn, he's checked out. So a safety car would reset everything, but currently it is very different.
This is yeah. This is not gonna be what deflated we wanted. So yeah, let's he's gonna look to probably push quite hard, I reckon, in this middle section of the track. But on dying tires, yeah, it's gonna be
It's
tricky.
a tough one.
Mm. Who have we?
Because we are over halfway through. Sorry.
Is it right? I was only going to say who have we got further back. We still got the cluster between the yeah the McLaren, the Ferrari, and I believe that Jack. Yeah, that's Jack.
Yes, it is.
So between the McLaren and the Ferrari, they're still pretty close. There is a gap between them. So one has pitted a lot earlier than the other. So right, okay. So those mediums on that guy were done. He switches over to the hard
Yeah.
compound.
Oh, as Cod Camper and JohnJohn elect to pit, decisively staying out for a bit longer.
I wonder if they're hoping that the medium tyres. So what deflated Wee's done there is he's gonna risk it for another lap, stay out. He hasn't got anyone challenging him apart from Ethan behind. He's gonna look to stay out and just shorten that life of being on the medium tyres so he'll be able to push harder for longer. So we'll see if this pays off for him. I haven't seen anyone do this yet, so this is going to be interesting. What's a gap to leader?
Gap to leader, just show everyone else, is 4 seconds for Ethan, and for JohnJohn Cod Camper it's 13.7 and 15 seconds, respectively.
Okay, so it's quite a long. Ooh. No, I think unless deflated weed does, if he pits this lap, he's still going to get undercut. Hmm. That time is coming down.
Very interesting. Strategical part of the race, for sure.
Yeah, so this bit, 100% is definitely at a point where you got to pit or not pit. You either stay out really, really long or pit immediately as a reaction. Deflated weed does come into pit. It just gets it stopped in time. And so does Ethan.
As Nico saying, an offset is an offset. Very true.
I stays out.
Even longer. I think he'll be caught by JohnJohn this lap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who said there'd be rain? You lied. Right, Willow, so I'm just going to scroll up in the chat. And we'll have a look.
It was
Killian.
Killian.
Said it was current. I think it was Killian and Willow. And
This has helped out JohnJohn massively as he's got himself back into the DRS on IIRL, but it has held him up a little bit in the
will he
middle
wait that
section.
long though? DRS detection point isn't a little bit further down. No, JohnJohn electing just to go past now.
He will do to get a car between him and God Camper. That's the only reason I can think why he would have. Yeah, and it's worked because is being a little bit slower in the corners because of the tyre wear.
Yeah, he's already broken a second.
Yeah,
To be fair.
which
Okay, that would have been a warning. Jesus. Willow, is your race finished?
no.
He's talking and driving. Wow.
As Cod Camper is now, he is now fighting to keeping the DRS of JohnJohn. I are now finally pit, but I think, to be honest, I think the damage now has been done.
that Ethan gets past Aya as well as that Red Bull driver is elected to go to the pit lane from mediums, extending a bit. Yeah, 3 second gap for deflated wheel is a harsh one for him to get past. He's gonna have to use the tyres a bit, and they might be a bit more dead by the time he catches. Oh, as we have an instant, that is Jack into turn 12, but he recovers.
It is big, but it's not impossible. A 1 lap difference. So yeah, as Cod Camper he's hovering on being left behind by JohnJohn. Decent exit.
Yes, Willow saying, oh sorry.
Decent exit out of that lap, and he does. He's out of DRS. Crucial. So JohnJohn's pushed very hard to make that happen, which kind of leaves Cod Camper very vulnerable. So yeah. Very, very interesting, which gives him a little bit of a buffer. As he can ease off the gas now a little bit. Just let him sit there and stew.
Nico, not Willow, sorry, saying if JohnJohn and Cod was DRS swapping, it would be impossible for deflated wheel to catch.
Yeah. Yeah, it will. But they don't seem to be doing that, so no team tactics here.
Not in the slightest.
They are both in contention and making some big gains in the points, so they're going to want to make this count as much as possible. I've just realised I don't think I've actually eaten dinner today.
Oh dear. I hope you can have your dinner as soon as possible. Yeah, JohnJohn I think is P2 in the standings. Yeah, no, he's P3 in the standings. So JohnJohn would gain 25 points on 102 would be 127 points. So JohnJohn will be on 127 points. Deflated Wee. Is it 15 points for P3?
Yes.
So deflated Wee would go to 116 plus 5, 121. So deflated Wee would go to 121. JohnJohn to 127. And Cod Camper is still a fair way off. I think is it 18 or 20? I think it's 18 or 20 points. Somewhere in the region of that. So I think if it's about 20 points or somewhere in the region, Cod would go to 107. So he'd gain a lot, but he'd still be a fair way out. So 107. So if my maths, if my maths is correct, JohnJohn will go P1 in the championship, followed by Deflated Wee, Willow, and then Cod Camper. So it has been a bit detrimental, unfortunately, for Willow. Missing this race, he's dropping 2 places in the championship. If my maths is correct, which I think it is.
That's not my strong suit.
Sorry. Fair enough. And this would also be a loss for VCarb in the constructors. Their nearest rivals are Alpine, and obviously they've got Deflated Wee Padge in the points, so that's going to be 1 point for Padge and 18 points for Deflated Wee. We'll see them go first. We'll see them overtake VCarb, as well as Williams, who are going to gain significant points. Williams and Sauber, who are currently tied at 106, they will be gaining significant points on VCarb. So if you're called Willow, it's not the best day for you.
As JohnJohn has
he can
checked out.
And VCarb. Oh, he really has.
I've just been watching.
I'll focus on the...
Yeah. Whilst you were doing the maths there, I've just been focusing on that gap getting bigger and bigger and bigger as Deflated Wee is catching Cod Camper. So
Cod
and JohnJohn. That's a combination.
Deflated, deflated.
Yeah, deflated. So this is interesting. Yeah, he's JohnJohn's pushing hard as well. So, and he's probably gonna push to get DRS at least off one of the back markers, like the next time round, at least into sector one. So I see it really is one of them. So I think the detection point's actually around here somewhere. So yes, as he does.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So deflated Wee, he is now in DRS of Cod Camper. So whatever's happened, Cod, whether he was saving battery or tyre saving or whatever he was doing, is really cost him here. And then there's and then you've got Ethan, and then there's a huge gap for Aya. As there is only 5 laps left, which for the drivers will feel like an eternity, as it is quite a long lap around here. Right, JohnJohn controlling it at the moment and controlling the pace. So I just seen, was that Padge? Yeah, that was. So I just seen Padge just lose the front end. He's keeping well out of the way, or he's lost his front wheel.
Hard to call for me. We've got, I think, Padge just letting a few other people by.
I wonder if Padge has had a disconnect because he's just going backwards and forwards.
No, I think he's stopped on track.
He was trying to turn around. Oh, he's got
Surely
going.
that's... No, he's got going.
He's got going again.
I was going to say, surely that's not a safety car. We should literally turn the race on its head.
Yeah, safety car now would would stuck.
Oh, as we've got,
As I say that.
that would have been so ironic.
Yeah, literally as I say that.
Oh, I might just break out laughing. JONNYB, should we say there's a safety car anytime soon?
No. I think we've done enough cursing over the last couple of weeks. And these poor
Safety car.
Yeah, on these
safety car.
poor NA drivers. They've had us two commentating, and it's been nothing but curse.
Absolutely.
Poor drivers.
Nico, I don't really know what that emoji is.
So Deflated Wee has now managed to get past Cod Camper. Whether they decide to
Yes.
whether they decide to DRS swap, just to maybe like close in that gap, maybe. I don't know. They can play it one or two ways here, but they're both already starting. So 6 or 7 laps in, well, 6 laps for Deflated Wee, Cod Camper, and JohnJohn on the 7-lap old tyres. So it's already starting to slide around. So we may, considering how hard JohnJohn had to push, he's definitely on the slightly better tyre.
My apologies, Nico. I couldn't really see it because I've got dark mode on Twitch. It's kind of hard to. I kind of had to stare at my screen there. Can't be as bad as Thursday. Sock started spectating me and boom, I'm magically beelining for the ball. I'd like to see what Sock says about that as well.
Yeah, I think Sock. Is it Socks that doesn't believe in commentators' curse? Is it Socks?
I unfortunately believe in it. Speaking of that, Ethan's currently in no man's land in P4. Yeah, it's a very strategic part of the race. This a couple of laps to go.
So's Aya. So something's
The
happened.
emojis are so small for me. I can't see them.
So something's happened at some point in this race where Ethan and Aya have either broken away from each other and broken away from their corresponding trains, that it's just left them in no man's land, as Powen has either gone straight on or, yeah, he has. He's lost his front wing. It was really
Yeah.
unfortunate towards the end of this part of the race.
Socks saying curses are nothing but construct made to scare people.
There we
I
go.
mean,
I thought it was socks.
I mean, I don't know whether then if it's a curse or not. I do believe in the commentator's curse because every time we've said something about Ethan in particular, something happens. There's your mention there, Nico. But we'll have to see. 2 laps to go. This battle between P2 and P3 is very close.
Deflated Wee, interestingly, if you have been keeping an eye on, he is slowly starting to catch.
He is indeed.
I don't know if it'll be. I don't think it'll be enough. A 1 lap deficit. I don't think it'll be enough. But nevertheless, he is actually starting to catch.
The Cod Camper struggling with the rear end there. And he's 1 lap all the tyres compared to Deflated Wee.
It's because the deg's so high. The 1 lap will make a difference. Under braking and getting out of the corner, so it will make a difference. Ethan chilling in P4, so nice comfortable P4.
Yeah, we'll see. He should be able to secure that P4 towards the end. The power on his pit for the softs.
He did have to change a wing, so 2 laps he should have the fastest lap in the bag. Not that you get a point now, but
So we have a caution set to 2. I think that's Jack having, unfortunately, another incident at turn 12, but he does manage to recover it on the penultimate lap.
what we're seeing is a lot of lockups, a lot of people using the runoff areas, which is, to be honest, not much different from real life. So,
very true.
game getting it relatively accurate. Good old E8.
Well done, EA. Indeed.
As Cod Camper has now made the move on Deflated Wee and opened up the gap to JohnJohn. So those two are now officially fighting. They are officially fighting for this P2 position. This moment in time, I'm not going to say who's in the better position. I can see.
Not to tempt fate.
No, I can see. I can see. JohnJohn's still pushing hard.
I'll be honest. I'm not sure what's going on in the chat, but we are going to focus on the action here. The chat is valued as always, but it's into this valuable overtake for Deflated Wee as he stays ahead of Cod Camper on the final lap. Cod really struggling with that rear end as well.
Whoa, that was a big snap. And that's cost him a bit of time. He should be able to gather himself back together, but the rear tyres around this track are so sensitive. So hopefully he hasn't overheated the surface of those tyres, which will cost him exit. Jack now has... Oh, he's got to go in again. He's determined to finish. I like that.
I respect it. That is an incident for one of the McLarens. Jakob. Oh no, that guy, I think.
That guy. I know what he's done.
What has he done?
So as you come out that last chicane, going towards a pit straight, he's got all out of shape and spun, getting back on the power. Anyway, if we focus back up to top two, sorry, top three.
Oh, Cod Camera's had a massive snap.
Yeah, I think those tyres are
Time's
done.
ticking up now, so
Yeah, I think those tyres are done.
we'll see what happens.
As they both burn all of their battery.
Makes sense, but Deflated, we should be able to secure this P2 for him. So it should be JohnJohn becoming the new championship leader, then Deflated We behind him, and then Willow, then Cod Camper now as JohnJohn secures that record 120th victory. Not 120th victory, 60th victory, extending the record for the most wins in IRL ever. And Deflated We as well, securing yet another podium. That's his 130th and extends the record for the most amount of podiums. And Cod Camper, that is not going to be his 19th win. We're going to have to wait till Realistic Tier, where he is the reigning champion on Thursday or next week.
Yeah, very tactical race, that one.
Absolutely. Oh, that's a bit of an incident there between the McLarens.
Oh dear, no fire rules.
Unfortunately. I was about to mention that. Nico saying Willow crying right now. Ethan saying a podium was so on, I can't lie. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Willow is not a happy man at the moment. Practically his worst nightmare. But yeah, no, it's going to be an interesting fight though for the championship as we go to Austria next week.
As Powen does get the fastest lap.
Congratulations, Powen. I saying what he led the race for a lap. Ethan saying as soon as I dropped out of DRS, it was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I want to say well done to Chivers. He had a silently great race. 8 to 6 is his story.
Yeah. Same amount of position gained as JohnJohn. Third to first.
Yeah, JohnJohn, our featured driver, having a great race today. And Jack saying he got a puncture. Most unfortunate, but here is your podium for today. JohnJohn looking to film every moment of our first Las Vegas Grand Prix. Our next one is going to be the Realistic Tier on Thursday, and the Sunday race is your assist tier. Realistic's going to be Socks, and it's unconfirmed who's joining him, and then Sunday should be Deflated We and Snacks, unless things change. But it's been a great race. And me and JONNYB will see you next week.
Yeah.
Once I read the results.
Yeah. Once the results decide to come in, as the game is fantastic now. Even mine
is
still
your
not.
driver of the day in game. My apologies, Johnny.
It's not loading for me.
Most overtakes and cleanest driver as well for him. Fastest lap by Powen, and race winner is JohnJohn. So speaking of him, he's got P1, then followed by Deflated B, Cod Camper, Ethan, Aya, Chivers, Jakob, that guy, Powen, Padge, Jack, and Snipes is your DNF for this race.
Yeah, well done to all. Tricky track, very tactical track. Got to be.
Oh, Padge saying sorry. His wheel disconnected with 7 laps to go, and he had to go with the controller. Okay, that must be why he was dropping so much.
Yeah, and that will also explain why when I jumped on with him, I did think it was a bit strange behaviour because it was just aiming towards a wall, so it was just running his car up against a wall. Yeah, unlucky there, Padge.
Unlucky.
Was doing well. All right, you get another shot on Thursday.
And on Sunday, absolutely. So, yeah, those will be your next 2 races, folks. So it's been a great stream tonight, and we're looking forward to Austria next week. As I said, Soxon is unconfirmed who we're joining him for your Realistic Tier stream on Thursday, and Sunday should be Deflated We and Snacks. And that has been us. So it's a goodbye from me. Goodbye.
And it's
a goodbye.
Goodbye for me. Yeah. Until next week. Hope to see you guys there. Enjoy yourselves. Look after yourselves. Eat well.
All of that good stuff.
Yeah. And yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.